Ahoy, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BBC Spews Live. It is late, but I am here. Sorry, I work for a living, you lazy bastards. Stop picking on me just because I'm not like Mick Philpott and managed to go 19 years without ever lifting a finger, unless I was opening a can of special brew or horsing one into some fat, toothless, flea-bitten chav on a sink estate. Who's in the comments? Kate here. Great way to end a long working day. All right, if you say so. Carl Burton's in now. Then Peter Blackwood Davis, Beard Monday, Ragnar's in now. Of course he's in. Ragnar, he's always here. Plague Marine's in now. Then Mark McCoy, Whiskey Straight, Al Purple, Mick, Sadwings raging. All right, one of our American chums is in. Online Killer, Luke Clarkson, and anybody else who I've missed. Loads of good news today. Loads. I'll tell you what, I think I'll have to give the BBC a bit of a rest. And the reason I have to give the BBC a bit of a rest, I'm going to demonstrate the dishonest, deceitful, manipulative, dirty, horrible, lying, thieving BBC. If you go on Google, in fact, can I just open a Google search? Let me have a look. If you go on Google and you type in, here we go, BBC Greece fires. What do you get? You get this, look. You get Greece fires in maps and satellite images show the extent of the damage. You get warning, roads fires could worsen as thousands flee. Oh, disaster. Oh my God, disaster. It's awful. The heat wave continues. Massive explosions, evacuations. But if you go and just type in Greece fires, now you'll get some stories like this one, for example, which this is how bad the BBC is. At this point, the BBC lies more than a Chinese Rolex. The BBC lies more than, who's a good liar? Tobias Elwood, when he's in his propaganda unit. The nudge unit. Oh, that sounds all right, doesn't it? Just giving you a nudge. No, you're taking my trousers around down my ankles and rogering me with a prize-winning leak is what you're doing. It's full-blown commie propaganda. That's what it's called. Don't tell me it's just a gentle nudge, Tobias, you slithering, slimy snake. The Guardian's better than the BBC now, because the Guardian has actually covered this story. Where is it? Let me just show you. Oh yeah. Damn you, Guardian. It was here a minute ago. There we go. The Guardian's actually covered this. Look. Most fires in Greece were started by human hand, says the government. Weird that, isn't it? BBC don't want to talk about it. The BBC told us all day long, Willie and Cords, enjoy what you have. Cheers, Willie. Willie looks like Santa Claus if he actually went to the gym occasionally. Willie keeps in trim. Well done, you. Respect anyone who takes care of themselves. Got to look after your body and your mind if you want to outlast the commie dogs, right? Do some fizz. Most fires in Greece were started by a human hand, the government says. Weird that, isn't it? Weird. It's almost like the propaganda, the outright lies is unraveling, and even the Guardian is willing to report on it. Not the BBC, because the BBC, the detestable, lamentable, dishonest, they want your kids to die, they want you to starve to death, they want you to be a pedo, they want everything terrible that you can think of, the BBC wants for you. So they don't report on it. But even the Guardian have covered this. So just quickly, because obviously they've tried to brush it under the rug, and now they're not talking about it very much. You won't see it on the mainstream media. And this is what they always do, isn't it? They'll push the Trump narrative. They'll say, I'll just give you an example of some of the outright lies that we know. Outright lies, like not misinformation, lies. It's lies. Trump told you to drink bleach. There's just a lie. Trump told people to go and smash the Capitol. Lies. Well, there's two. I don't even need to do anymore. Both of those things were reported by the media for like 3 weeks. Oh, Trump thinks if you drink bleach, you get rid of COVID. Didn't say it. Trump said, go smash the Capitol up, let's have a riot. When he's on camera, half a dozen times, saying, we love law enforcement, we're the party of law and order, we will go there and we will peacefully protest. That's why they're not charging him with anything related to incitement, because they know they couldn't do it. They spread lies, outright lies, for weeks at a time. Ooh, Trump said drink bleach. Ooh, Trump said let's have a riot. Another good one is the very fine people hoax. You all know that. I'm sure, because this chat room isn't full of maniacs, I'm sure nobody in here actually thinks Trump said, oh, the KKK, very fine people. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. It's just an outright fiction. The quote mined him. He said, and I've watched it with my own eyes and heard it with my own ears, he said, obviously, I'm not talking about the extremists and the racists or the far left, but there's good people on both sides. That's what he said. That's what he said. He started the sentence with, obviously, I'm not talking about these people. And they went on the mainstream media and said, ooh, he said very fine people. It's a fiction. It's an outright lie. That is a lie. It's not misinformation. It's a lie. Lie by omission. If you cut a sentence in half, you are lying. There's no other word for it. It's not misinformation. I hate the words they use. It's misinformation. It's lying. You're a liar. You should spit the words like me, because I remember that's how my dad used to say it. You fucking liar. Just spit the words at you like an accusation, because you should be ashamed of yourself when you tell lies. Politicians and the BBC, oh, I misspoke. We noticed, they love saying that one. I misspoke. Misspoke. You're a fucking liar. You're a rat. You're a liar. You didn't misspeak. You deliberately told lies, right? And that's what they do. The lie for weeks, I am coming to it. I'm just doing it in a lengthy, angry way. The lie for weeks, and then they roll back the lie, not by apologising, but by very, very, very quietly on page 27 in the corner. Oh, yeah, that was all bollocks. Right? That's how they do it. That's how they've done this. You go and ask 9 out of 10 normies in the streets who get the news like normal people do, because we outsource this process to normal people, because obviously they work for a living. And I'm not having a pop. You don't have to be super informed. I'm not having a pop. This is why it annoys me, the media, so much. I'm blaming the media, not the people. But we always outsource this process because we're busy. Got to go to work. Got to feed the kids. So when the system worked, the 70s, you had journalists who weren't activists, fanatics, religious crazies, and they'd tell you. So they get paid to spend all day reading and writing and reporting the news. And then you get home from work, feed the kids, and you've got half an hour to put your feet up, and you watch the news. And they tell you what's happening. They sum up, right? We haven't all got time to read big dossiers about COVID or foreskin face Fauci, little ball sack looking twat, scrotum with a fucking face on it. So we outsource the process. The media tells us we trusted them to do it. And now this is what they do. Lie, lie, lie. Liar, liar, grease on fire. Right, that's what they do. And then they spend weeks bombarding you, battering you around the head with it. And then they go, all arson. What? Nothing. It's just all arson. What? You mean have you seen the state of the weather reports nowadays? When we were kids, the weather reports, there was a little picture of Britain and it was green, nice green, green. And the nice smiley suns on it when the sun was out. And the temperatures were the same. I've seen the pictures. You've seen before and afters. If you pick a really hot summer from 1985, 1984, 1983, whatever was a good hot summer in the early 80s, the temperatures are more or less identical, but the imagery is different. And instead of a nice green Britain with sunny, smiley suns on, it's bright fucking red, danger, red. And when it's slightly less cool, it's orange. And then it's yellow, fire, red, death. They've even started, I shit you not, I shit you not. In fact, I'm going to Google this to prove it to you. They've even started, because they're brainwashing us now. Back to the BBC. Fuck it. Scum. The degenerate, filthy, lying, dirty, rat bastard scum. Look at this. They've even started naming heat waves, right? You must see that they're doing it on purpose at this point. Even if you're only an army and you do half an hour's news a day, you must see that this is on purpose. When did we start naming it? When it was hot. You don't go back to 1988. That was a hot summer. And you see, what's his name? That bloke who used to jump around the little island when he's telling you the weather. And they wouldn't go, heat wave, Beelzebub's scrotum. I mean, for starters, they name hurricanes because they're hurricanes and the big events. But they give the hurricanes nice flowery names. They're called like Hurricane Tina, Hurricane Rosie, Hurricane Kerberos, right? If you don't know, if you're not well read, that is the fucking multi-headed hound of death that rules, that guards the entrance to Hades in mythology. And it's like, you know, because it's fear porn, that's what I'm saying. The colours of that they use for the weather reports is all about fear. And now the names and the imagery they use are all about fear. I'll tell you what, I'll find you a good picture of Kerberos, just so you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about fear porn, right? Here's what he looks like, right? This is what the name they've used for the this is the name they've used for the heat wave. It's that. We have Hurricane Rosie, Hurricane Tina. This is what they're called a warm summer nowadays. After that thing, weird that, innit? Almost like it's all on purpose. The nudge unit. This is what we're doing. Naming summer. So that's absolutely ridiculous. Just yet more stupidity. And this is what we're doing now. We're naming heat waves because they want to try and terrify everyone. So you've had blatant lies. I don't use the word lies. Blatant lies. BBC, government, Tobias, Rishi, Kia. Blatant lies. Dirty, stinking liar. Slightly below pedo on my morality scale. Yeah, it's like everybody else. Pedo politicians, right? That's what most of them are. So same thing. So they lie constantly about everything. And there was a big fire in Greece. And they spent 2 weeks telling us how the whole world's on fire. Everything has to be red. And it's all because of Hurricane Kerberos. There's nothing worse than Kerberos. They didn't say Hurricane Fluffy or Hurricane Fido or Hurricane Nasher. Even Nasher, he's quite a vicious dog, wasn't he? But he wasn't a three-headed flaming demon from Hades. So they've picked the worst name ever. What they're going to call it when we get slightly warmer? What's worse than Kerberos? What's worse than that? You can't think of anything worse, can you? We'll have to call the next heat wave Kids Dead in a Fire. That's a good name, isn't it? That's the only thing I can think of worse than Kerberos. Heat wave, all your kids dead in the upstairs bathroom as the entire house gets consumed by a towering conflagration. The names they pick, it's fear porn. They're doing it on purpose. This is what the job of the nudge unit was during the Rona. Terrify you. It's immoral. They want you to be scared because you do as you're told. They lie to you and then they terrify you so you don't question the lies. I've argued this point, Furq, just so you know. I've argued this point. I think me and my missus discussed it at length because I played the video game Mass Effect and the company and the organization was called Cerberus. But I believe, apparently, ancient Greek, the K was pronounced, so it's Kerberos. However, I'm not Greek. Maybe I'm wrong. What do we think in the chat? It's a K, right? Because I remember reading a fantastic book called Troy by David Gemmell, one of the Bootneck's favourite writers. If anybody is very cultured in the chat, you'll know who David Gemmell is because he's a genius, superb writer. And I always thought they were called the Mycene, but I believe they were called the Mycene. The Mycene people, not the Mycene. So I think it's Kerberos, not Cerberus. I guess to know, we'll have to ask a Greek. But, okay, getting a lot of disagreement there. Apparently it's pronounced with a C, not a K. Cerberus, Kerberos, don't care. Like, whatever. We're not. I'm English. In fact, I'm worse. I'm Northern. We're allowed to pronounce that whatever we like. I could call it Kerberos, whatever you like. Everything he writes is excellent. Everything he writes is excellent. Winter King, I've never heard of. I know his book so well. I don't think that's a David Gemmell book. The Winter King. Winter Warriors is a good one. Winter Warriors, but not Winter King. I don't think that's a David Gemmell book. I've read every book he's ever wrote. I love the guy. No, I'm not. Exactly. I was born in the middle of a chemical factory, like all good smog monsters. So the point I'm getting at is, I'm rambling. I'll do some more news in a minute, but all I do is lie. Bright red weather maps, death. Cerberus is going to kill you and eat your babies. And then when it turns out that it was arson, well, just tuck it away in the corner somewhere. Wash my hands with that. Shocking. Right? So we all know. Don't buy into it. Don't be afraid. Technology will fix our problems. And this is another thing. They always call you a denier. Oh, you're a denier. Like, because they're deliberately trying to invoke the theory, the thoughts of the Holocaust. It's despicable, really. Everything they do. It's like I said, the likes of AOC, they're despicable. If they had half a chance, they would have you in the gulags. You do know this, don't you? You do know how vile and deceitful and manipulative and power mad and evil communists are, don't you? And I just keep calling them communists, and people go, no. Ghost King, yeah, that's right, that was one. Ghost King was. They are evil. They're obsessed with power. Just like Stalin was evil. When you really, again, I know my history. Most people don't. Stalin was pure evil. Death toll, he had Hitler beat by a factor of 10. No one knows the exact numbers, but you can't lay every single death from World War II at Hitler's door. Just the direct executions and Holocaust and the people who personally said, we will kill these people. And they reckon it's 6-7 million people. Stalin, 50, right? And when the Iron Curtain descended, he smashed the Poles, he smashed the Czechs, smashed the Hungarians. The bloke was a power-mad psychopath who killed millions and millions and millions of people. And all of the commie ratbags are exactly the same. They are obsessed with power by any means, and they feel no shame in lying. Owen Jones might try and paint himself as a nice chap. That's why they always virtue signal all the time, because they're psychopaths, the power mad. And if they got half a chance, they would. I mean, honestly, they would kill you. They would. You must realize. Do you honestly think the communists wouldn't put the likes of me and you and David Starkey and Lawrence Fox? Just look at the vitriol for the people on the right. And you tell me that they wouldn't starve them to death in a work camp. They might be too soft and spineless. They get other people, better men, to do the fighting and the dying for them. They might be too soft to pull out a Luger and blow your head off and bludgeon you to death with Owen's gigantic dildo. They might be unwilling to get their hands dirty, but they would kill you. They'd starve you to death in a work camp. And you can see the vitriol they have for anyone who disagrees with them. Anyone. Think about it. Look at the vitriol. If they could put Nigel Farage, David Starkey, Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, if they could round all those people up and just stick them in a work camp and just be done with them, we'll just give them bread and water and make them dig the mines. They'd do it. They would kill you. This is why the gulags fill up, because we think they're stupid and naive and they're out and their ideas don't work. But they think you are detestable. They think you deserve it. If you get killed, well, you're basically a bad person anyway. That's what their ideology is, fucking hateful. It's why they feel they're certain in everything they do. They don't mind censoring you like they do me. They don't mind banning me, silencing me, throwing me off platforms, lying about you, smearing you, going after your kids, that nothing is off limits to them because we think they're naive. 9 out of 10 woke people are just misled. They're not full-blown commies. It's the ones at the top that are misleading them. So we just think they're naive and stupid and their ideas are bad, but they think you are a reprehensible, detestable person, and they happily tell you this. And this is also true, yeah, like this is also true. But that's what I'm saying. None of them are actually right, Sadwings. I am not far right, nowhere near. I'm like centre. I'm centre left on a political compass. Lawrence Fox isn't right wing. Nigel Farage isn't right. Nigel Farage is like a Thatcherite libertarian. Margaret Thatcher was a liberal, a free market liberal. She wasn't a conservative. When did she go on about conserving things from centuries ago or organised religion or any other tenets of conservatism? Most of us are liberals. I'm a Thatcherite liberal, but they still gas me. Wouldn't they? None of them are. Lawrence Fox isn't a conservative. David Stark is not a conservative. Nigel Farage is a free market liberal. He wants to make money. He wants to buy and sell. He's not right wing. It'd be one thing if they were just talking about Nick Griffin. Donald Trump's not far right. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Boris Johnson. Wet, woke Boris Johnson. They call him far right. Why do you think they call him far right? Do you think they actually believe that Boris Johnson's far right? Wet, woke, albino jellyfish Johnson. Do you think they actually think he's far right? Or are they just trying to give people an excuse to murder him? Almost nobody is far right. Sadwings is probably far right, but most people aren't. So it's bollocks. Right, anyway, I'm ranting. I'm going to cover something now for a laugh, something to raise the tone a little bit, because I read a story on The Guardian today. While I was reading this, it was in the on the side of the page, and I clicked it, and I've never fucking howled so much in my life. These people actually think that they're serious journalists, and they're so ignorant they don't realise that we don't have to do anything. Yeah, Tony Romo's not far right, not really, is he? No, he's not. If Tony Romo does a political compass, he'd probably be like centre right. He might be like an inch on the right. He's not a right winger, is he? He's not a conservative. Anyway, look at this story, right? So I found this just written today in The Guardian. And this is the point I want to make, right? This is why they don't want to talk to you or have a debate with you or have a discussion with you, because you don't need to be clever. You don't need to be witty. You don't need to have some cutting point, some rapier-like riposte. All you need to do is let these people talk. And everything they say is so preposterous and ludicrous. You're baffled how they don't realise that everyone can see that they're the bad guys and everything they say is vapid and stupid. Look at this piece. This is an opinion piece from today's Guardian, right? These are the people we're up against. These middle class, they're always toffs. They're always like upper crust. They despise the working classes. Everyone knows it who's done the reading. George Orwell's talked about it. David Starkey's talked about it. The commies are always upper crust, university educated, middle class arseholes. The actual old money rich people, like Jacob Rees-Mogg, they're typically conservative because they understand, they know history, they know why the country works as well as it does. The woke, the commies, they're obsessed with power because they're only middle class and they want to be on top. And they can't get on top if they live in a meritocracy. So they're always like the type of people that you know. When we voted for Brexit, you see them outside Marks and Spencer drinking decent champagne and eating French cheese on a cashmere blanket and going, oh yeah, this is a counter protest. There's all these like builders and plumbers with rigger boots on saying, do as we told you. You said we could vote and we did. And now we have to leave. And you get these Marks and Spencer middle-class twats on a cashmere blanket going, no, but we can't leave because they didn't know what they voted for. And I'm middle class, so I should be allowed 7 votes. And the people in the council estates don't get any. Oh, yes, because they don't know what they voted for. Hang on. We read the newspapers, thanks, and we all got a leaflet through our door, and we knew exactly what we voted for. You fucking insufferable middle-class Karen. You can suck my festering left one. Well, that's what I'd say. What I'm getting at is, we know what's going on. It's the middle-class arseholes. The working classes are naturally, inherently conservative, right? Immigration, crime and punishment, taxing and spending, conservative. Normal working class people are that. They might have conned them into voting Labour because in places like Hartlepool and Middlesbrough, the fucking idiots tied it to the trade unions and decided that that was the way it was. But Geordies and Mackhams and hard-drinking northerners in the likes of Middlesbrough and Hartlepool don't live a life that is woke, right? The stupid shit-for-brains Mackhams have been Labour for 40 years, but they're voting for something that doesn't exist anymore, a Labour Party that was actually representative of the working class. Working class bricklayers in council estates do not want to be soft on crime, soft on punishment, soft on immigration. It's the wet, woke, middle-class Guardian-reading arseholes because they do it out of naked self-interest, because they want cheaper labour, cheaper taxi drivers, cheaper au pairs. Oh, Justin needs to get the au pair for the weekend. Lick my fucking sack. I hate these people. I hate them. And I really hate how they try and speak for the working classes. Jacob Rees-Mogg has more right to speak for the working classes than these middle-class, overeducated fucking chiselers in The Guardian. Because at least he has some regard for them. Oh, you can use the tradesman's entrance and, you know, all that. You can have Boxing Day off. They know that those people are the backbone of the country. Shanti Nelson has never, ever done anything useful in her fucking life. Just like the last one who wrote that famous one. Do you remember that one? In fact, I want to throw it up now just because I bet you've all forgot about this one. The Guardian. Oh, it's not on there anymore. They haven't got rid of it, have they? Oh, no, it's here. It's still here. Here's another one of my old favourites. I made a video about this years ago. I'm just showing you this, and then we'll get back to this Shanti Nelson's piece. Remember this one? I stopped going to the gym because of Trump. Now I can't open jars. Do some press-ups, fatty. How's about that? Get me a wet tea towel. Do you want the man to do it for you? Ooh, what are you going to do? Beat me up? You're going to beat me up and then open the jam jar yourself? No, fatty. I'm going to do it. Wind your neck in. Right? This is the shit. These are the people who hate you. It's them. It's not the very, very rich. And it's not the very, very poor. It's these fucking wankers. And I told you, Bridget Delaney, I know about these people before I even look into them. She's going to be like David Goodhart talking about and anywhere. And you click on a page and you read a biography, and it's Bridget Delaney went to the college in Yale. Then she lived in Sydney. Then she moved to London. Then she spent a year in Portugal. Then she went to Dublin. Fucking rat, middle-class, self-serving ratbag. And they want you to pay more for everything so we can import more cheap labour for them. They can kiss my knackersack, right? So there's a good one. Now I can't open jars. Brilliant. And this is what I'm talking about. Just let them talk. You don't have to win the argument. Just let them talk. They will hoist themselves with their own petard. So this is a new one from today. Shanti Nelson. Let's read it. Let's have a laugh. These are the people we're up against, right? You get like a plumber. What you thinking about this week? Feeding kids, go at work, maybe go for a pint on weekend. Scum. Let's all enter Shanti Nelson's realm, shall we? The vapid, pointless, middle-class arsehole. Let's just have a look at this, right? I lied about my age on Tinder to date a younger man. Now I regret it. Shanti Stench Trench Nelson. Shanty slime slot sloshes when she walks, Nelson. If she steps off the curb too fast, it sounds like someone's just dropped a fucking bucket full of milk, right? Shanty slosh a lot, Nelson. Let's see what she's got to say. A friend persuaded me that everyone does it. That may be true, but maybe honesty and self-worth are better policies. Fuck me. So, oh God, it was on a minute ago. What do you mean? You lying bastards. I'll do it later. There we go. Fuck off. Guardian. I'd rather register as a sex offender than register with a guardian. Innit? I'd rather be on the register than register with the guardian. So here we go. I lied about my age on Tinder, and now I'm menopausal, spooning an unsuspecting millennial while he sleeps. Pedo, straight away. But like, how much a millennial? Probably as young as it gets, right? So everyone over 50 lies about their age on dating apps. Plus, you don't look 53. So this spunk Bowser is 53 years old and she's shagging a millennial, right? Brilliant. Think of this, what I'm telling you. Absolute stench trench. There is no way that these people have happy lives, and that's why they want to drag you all down with them. It's like when anyone know like a smackhead or an alcoholic, when they've got problems, they want to drag you down with them. Oh, why don't you try it? Don't listen to them. You don't want to be a 53-year-old slapper with a gusset like a burst mattress, crying in the Guardian about how, oh, I just have to drink fine wine and get booked by fucking millennials. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So this is the life these people live. I never should have listened to Helen. We're best friends and I love her, but we're polar opposites. You deserve a little action, Shanty. You've been through a lot. She was right. But pretending to be 42, what the hell was I thinking? You absolute hooer. She's got a minge like a yawning hippopotamus, this one. A yawning hippopotamus who's just had a gallon of gloss. I was way over the legal limit when I signed up for Tinder. Buzzed on cheap rosé and expensive cheese. This is what I'm telling you. Is this not invoking images of counter-protesters after the Brexit vote? Cheap rosé and expensive cheese. They're the ones sat on the cashmere blankets saying, yeah, well, you might have won the election, but who cares? Because I'm middle class and I read The Guardian and my vote's much, much more important than yours. This is what these people think. Cheap rosé and expensive cheese. High on the idea of meeting someone. I blame Helen. She lured me in with her blissful dating stories of tapas and Spanish wines, seaside bungalows and sunset hikes. Do you not hate these people? Do you not hate these people? Blissful dating, tapas and Spanish wine. My God, get a grip. Get a grip, you absolute howler. This is just cringe. 53 years old. It's like it's written by a histrionic teenage lesbian. Ugh, whatever golden dating algorithm she fell into should be cast in bronze and preserved in a museum. Mine was an unfortunate spectacle of basement dwellers and commitment phobes, fur-clad unicyclists at Burning Man. Yeah, The Guardian. Swollen gym devotees in muscle tees posing with Vegas showgirls and freshly caught marlin. What horny genius sent out the memo that dead fish are a selling point? And don't even start me on bathroom selfies. Gross. Nobody English says gross either. Manky. It's manky. Like your fucking axe wound. Manky. I was seconds away from deleting Tinder when his profile appeared. Like a phoenix from the dating cesspool. Josh, single, San Francisco, chef, 38. Now 3 months into our newly minted morning routine, sex, tea, toast, shower, coffee. We're post-sex and pre-toast on a lazy Sunday when, boom, this honeymoon phase hit an iceberg. You haven't had your period since we met. What's up with that? Uh-oh. I roll over and play dead, contemplating how to distract him, either with more sex or more toast. He loves both. Anyway, I think I'll stop there, right? I think I'll stop. You get what I'm saying? These people are fucking lamentable. If they weren't so authoritarian and corrupt and dishonest and malevolent, you'd almost pity them, wouldn't you? I feel sorry for Slime Slot Nelson. I pity the woman. She's got nothing. She's just a fucking bitter, twisted, grumpy, owled, frumpy fucking slut who spends her weekends getting poleaxed by much younger men because she's desperate to feel like she's alive. And the only way to do it is to get poked senseless by blokes 20 years younger than you. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I pity these people. If they didn't stomp all over our rights and think that they're better than us and think that they're the only ones who should be allowed to vote and we should just shut up, surf, and go and dig for carrots. If it wasn't for their detestable behaviour, I'd pity them because they're all like Shanty Nelson. Fucking losers. Right? Anyway, I hope you got a laugh out of that. I had to read it. I thought it was fucking brilliant. What else was I going to talk about? Oh yeah, the Hawaii fires. Those of you that have been following me for a while can probably remember. I actually did a stream from Hawaii, and it was Maui, probably about 18 months ago when I first went over there. You might remember the live stream. I can't remember. I think I was talking about it at the time that you shouldn't go to Ukraine. I believe, in fact, yeah, I remember doing the stream about 18 months ago, right? Someone in the chat will probably know because some of you train spotters remember what I do better than I do. But basically, these fires have took place in the exact place that I was staying. So it's sort of quite a surreal thing seeing literally the main high street I walked down. I went in all them pubs. I remember there was a place called Fleetwood's, and then there was a place over the road. I sat on the balcony and had a drink with an old couple. And the whole thing is fucking gone now. Like, set the lot on fire. It's kind of mad to see. But there's 2 points I want to make before I sign off about the Maui fires. And it's very simple. First one is summed up neatly by Piers Morgan in this tweet. In fact, no, that can be the second one. The first one is, don't jump to conclusions. We don't know what caused it. I've seen some interesting pictures of what looks like an explosion or something. I can't be sure what it is. But the Greek fires proved, again, not my opinion, proven fact. The Greek fires proved that it isn't always, and in fact often isn't, as a result of climate change. Right? Easy. Maybe something else is at play. So before you start crying about it, oh my God, this proves, like AOC, every time there's a fucking fire, oh, this proves we have to do something about climate. We have to tax our nuts off while China and India do nothing. And therefore the world will be better. First of all, it's totally irrational and illogical. Second of all, do some maths, chomper, you fucking boss-eyed, goofy bint. There's the second major point. Third of all, think about it rationally. Even if the entire Western world banned the automobile and everybody lived in a wigwam, it wouldn't make any difference to climate change because it's global. So if everybody in Britain lived a shit lifestyle, walked everywhere, we banned planes, banned central heating, banned eating beef, and we fucking hated life, it wouldn't make any difference. Because in 3 years' time, China's additional emissions are going to outstrip anything we did. So piss off. I'm not wrecking my quality of life for no reason. If you could make a logical case for it, I'd do it. But you can't, so I won't. It's very simple. I'm not a denier. They denier because they're trying to invoke the Holocaust. They've been taught to say it. It's all on purpose. It's all part of the plan. It's propaganda. It's lies. But I'm not saying it doesn't exist at all. I'm just saying your argument is irrelevant and your point is a shit one. Because if everybody in England lived in a wigwam, it doesn't matter. because China and India are still there. If China were on Mars and India were on the moon, maybe you could make a good point for Scotland banning Ford Fiestas. But they don't, so you can't. All right? Just easy. Easy. And second of all, so yeah, first point, don't take it as face value, don't blame climate, and don't believe the lies and the propaganda and the bright red maps. And second of all, as Piers Morgan illustrates here, the president is a disgrace. The current United States president is a fucking disgrace. He's an idiot. He's a liar. He's a serial liar. He's a crook. He's a fraud. His family has took money off China, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Romania, that we know about. He hasn't took any money off anywhere that's not dodgy as fuck, has he? You don't see them getting money through the back doors off Britain or France or Norway. You don't see Denmark sending Joe Biden $5 million. Where do you see the money coming from? Dodgy. Romania, dodgy. Kazakhstan, dodgy. Russia, dodgy. China, dodgy. Point me at some money from Finland. If he's took money from fucking, well, I mean, Spain's a little bit dodgy, but anywhere in Western Europe, then maybe I could go, okay, they're paying for something that's actually tangible. But they haven't took money off Britain or France or Canada or Norway. They've took money off China and Ukraine and Russia. The man is fucking scum. He's a crook. He's a thief. He's a serial liar. The way he lies so easily, like literally when they go, how many times have you talked to your son about it? Never. I've never talked to my son about business. He does that thing that liars always do, where he does fake outrage. Fake outrage because he pretends that he's so whiter than white, he's even offended by the question. He always does it, doesn't he? They go, how many times have you took money off? He goes, I've never done that. Yeah, you shouldn't even ask me that. Yeah, fake outrage. He's a fucking liar. They just roll off his tongue. Never talked to. How many times have you? Never. Not once. No, never. Not once. You mean 50 times? You haven't even just took money off Ukraine, have you? You've took money off China and Russia and Kazakhstan as well. So stop the fake outrage. So A, don't believe the media about the Hawaii fires, and B, President Biden's a fucking disgrace, and he can't even be asked to get himself to Maui, the deadliest fires in 100+ years and the deadliest natural disaster since it became a state. So the man is a fucking disgrace, and he should be ashamed of himself. And if there was any justice, his aneurysm would have fucking killed him 40 years ago and spared us the last 3 years of his fucking presidency, because the man is a disgrace. Lee Logan's uncle was a bootneck in World War II. Them were the boys. Them were the boys, the OGs, my forebears, the fighting 45th people to walk the mountains with, let me tell you. Anyway, right, that'll do us for one day, 43 minutes. You can have that for now, you twats. Apologise for being late. I'm sure everyone wants to go to bed. Yes, he did do that. He did. The bloke's just a fucking worm. Everything he says, he's a rat. Thanks for checking in. I will see you all soon, and I'll make some videos this week because I'm off the naughty step. Huzzah. Please like it and share it if you can be asked, and I will see you all very soon. When am I going to do a live stream again? Don't know. I might do one on Friday. All right. Thanks for watching. See you all very soon. Toodle pip. Cheers.